All right, folks, welcome to Cleveland. Raptors on the back-to-back, and for those Raptor fans that are interested, as I tweeted last night at about, well, I guess this morning at about 2 o'clock, 2 a.m., the Raptors are actually better on second nights of back-to-back than first nights. They're 1-7 now on the first night, but 3-4 on the second night. Might have something to do with the schedule, who they play, who knows, but they got a chance to go to 500 on the second night of back-to-backs. And
I read that, by the way. I was still awake. It was about 3:30, I think, when I finally fell asleep.
Nocturnal is his middle name.
Yeah.
We got in here a decent time.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Couldn't fall asleep. 3:30, still awake. Knew that the alarm was going off to go on with Crystal this morning on the morning show. So working on about 4 hours sleep. No better city to work on 4 hours sleep than Cleveland.
Because there's not much else to do.
Anyways. Hey, by the way, our man Ron Foxcroft, Fox 40. Come on, Foxy. I don't know what kind of hookup he can give us other than whistles, but look at this, like free sponsor. I don't know who I'm sponsoring here, but this is
it's about 5-6 years old, Foxy, and my wife wants to throw it out, but I say don't touch my stuff.
Yeah. Either that or maybe you can get us hooked up with Fluke Transportation. I don't know if you're still doing that. Look at all these free plugs we're giving you. Sponsor the vlog. I had a guy from Acura Sherway or Sherway Acura, whichever one it is.
Dealership, yeah.
He contacted me on Twitter this morning. I said, hey man, what better way to get your word out than to have Jonesy and I driving Acura Sherway vehicles to help? Come on, sponsorship. Imagine your name here. This is like the TNT guys, right?
Your
sponsored by
nobody.
All right, so let's get serious for a second, though. You talked about the Raptors on the second half of the back-to-back. Jonesy, also breaking news in a sense in the last couple of hours with the Raptors, and something we talked about during the broadcast last night. We hinted that this might happen. Ronald Dupree has been waived by the Raptors. 10-day contracts can be signed as of today, and contracts that were already existing, like a guy like Ronald Dupree, would be guaranteed by January 10th. I know Doug Smith mentioned that he had talked to somebody that informed him that players that needed to be waived in order to not be guaranteed by the 10th had to be done by 6 o'clock today.
Yeah.
So that's why the thing happened with Dupree. And I've been kind of tweeting with some people over the course of the morning, Jonesy, if the Raptors choose to do something, and it's an if, they might not do anything, I would say right off the bat, there's a major need for a point guard given the health of Jose Calderon, Jared Bayless, and Leandro Barbosa.
Right.
But the status of Barbosa, who continues to play banged up, combined with Sonny Weems being hurt still, Peja Stojakovic being on the sideline still, means there's also a pretty serious void at small forward.
Yes.
So there are a lot of gaps that could be filled with a 10-day.
And it's not unique to the Raptors. I mean, you look around the league. Damian Wilkins is gone in Atlanta. Brian Skinner gone in Milwaukee. I mean, it's happening. It's happening all over. It's the business side of things. So we'll see what the Raptors do, but. The most immediate order of business tonight is the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team below them in the standings, have lost
last in the East.
Last in the East, have lost 7 in a row. And we were talking about this. I was talking when you were on with Crystal. At least I got to sleep in a bit. Fabro didn't get to me till 11:40 to go on with Blair. But the Cavs a little behind the Raptors in a couple of senses. One, the obvious being the standings, and two, when you talk about the rebuild after the fire, you find out what you're going to keep and what you're going to throw out. Well, the Raptors have a lot more pieces to keep that are young in terms of, and guys growing in terms of Bargnani and Bayless and DeRozan and Weems and Davis and maybe Dorsey. And you sort through those things before you say, this moves, this stays. I mean, It's like, you clean out your basement and you throw out a paper bag and 5 minutes later you go, you know what, I need to find a paper bag. And it's too late. I think the Cavs are not in that position because they've used the last little while to try and shore up the roster for LeBron, and you've got guys now like Mo Williams and Jamario Moon and Anthony Parker, and not exactly young guys who are going to fetch you something in return. So this is critical for Cleveland right now to kind of make a move to get younger and then get in line. And I think in that sense, Toronto, I mean, misery loves company, but Toronto's already ahead of them in that regard.
All right, it's food time, folks. Time for lunch. And remember, tonight we're on CKOC, up the dial at 11:50, the World Junior Gold Medal game, Canada-Russia, on the Fan 590 and the Fan Radio Network. So the Fan Radio Network also brings you the Raptors, but again, 11:50 CKOC. Make sure you tune your dial AM 11:50 tonight at 7 o'clock. No pregame, as the tip is right after 7 o'clock, and we'll be there to bring all the action. That's it.
Food time, folks.